Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about how to edit those Mindtest skins. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about getting those skins, right? I mentioned this in the first video, but if you Google Mindtest skins database, it will take you to this page, and you can click on Addis MT Skims database. Anyways, and you can see there's tons of options. I want, though, to download a particular skin called a template. And as you obviously, you can understand why this would be valuable. So we're going to then download. And in Firefox, make sure you have the save file option selected. And we're going to download the other one as well. One of them is more of like a visual, yes, that is the face, I can tell. The other one's more like it's a template, and it's more abstract, but very valuable. So we need both of these. So we're going to go ahead and minimize that and hit up GIMP. Let's see, GIMP, and wait for that to load. All right, with GIMP loaded, we're going to click open, navigate over to not documents, downloads. Where did the downloads go? So this is something with Linux, which is a little weird. Make sure you click on your home directory and then downloads. That will help. So we're going to, let's see, open up Hamlet first. Before I get into moving around in GIMP, we're going to then also open as layers. That's a little different. Open as layers. Autumn Deluge. Okay, so before we zoom in, we're missing up all the tools. So right now we should just see an image. We need to get our tools back. The way we do that is we click Windows and uncheck Hide Docs. It's nice if you need to just have full viewing ability, but we need our tools. So you're going to be moving, you need to move the image around. How do we do that? Well, we're going to be focusing in on the wheel of your mouse. If you're on a laptop, you need a mouse. You need an external mouse. And so if you press that wheel, it allows you to move this image around. If you press Control on your keyboard and the mouse and the wheel, it allows you to zoom in. If you press Control and scroll on the wheel, it allows you to zoom in. And then if you're really, really close up, you can press, let me see, Shift, Control, Shift on your wheel, on your keyboard, and turn that wheel, and that'll allow you to go horizontal. Now, to go vertical, you would use the wheel, and it'll just take you up and down. So again, Shift, wheel, allows you to scroll left and right. Wheel by itself allows you to go up and down. So those are just a couple ways in which you can navigate your picture. So as you can see here, we have our two templates, and over here is the layers pane, or the layers window. And you can see some eyeballs. So these eyeballs allow you to hide or see different layers. These are going to come into, these are going to be very important later on when we're exporting our picture, since it exports everything that's visible, which we don't want in this case. We don't want this to be a part of our character. But we also need it, though, because it helps show where things are placed, the placement of different parts in the image. So we have, now if you're curious to know what each of these areas is in particular, I can of course tell you, but you might want a visual reference. Just Google it, Mindtest, skins, I don't know. So the black, this is the head. What side of the head? Look it up. I mean, I could tell you, but it's not going to do much good on a video. And then this is what goes over the head. So everything that kind of goes around the head. So it could be a helmet, glasses, earbuds, I don't know what. You get creative, right? So that goes around the head. This is the legs. These are the legs. And I believe, yes. So just up until this point right here, that's the leg. Here we have the torso up until here, the torso, and then we have the arms here. Finally, we have the cape. So that is what everything is. And from right there alone, you could basically create your skin from scratch. But it is sometimes helpful to have a starting point. And this helps you kind of to understand what each of these squares is in the first place. So this is, of course, the front of the face. Just a note, this is a mirror of this. This section is a mirror of the head section. So this would be the front of the head covering, and so on and so forth. This is the bottom of the head and whatnot, top of the head. So that's a starting point. And then from here, how do we actually change the skin? Well, just a quick couple tips on how to use GIMP. N is your paint, is your pencil tool. And since this is a very low resolution image, we wanted basically, we kind of want to stick to the paintbrush or the pencil. And as you can see here, the yellow indicates how big the end of my pencil is, which is giant. I need to shrink that down. First of all, I'm going to change the shape to a single pixel. So we can see here that it's a square, or not a single, but it's a square. And the size here can be reduced down to 1. And now, if I scroll in, it's more clearly seen that I can change 1 pixel at a time by clicking and whatnot. You can figure that out. So that's how I can change up my image. Oh, but before I should have clarified. Here in the layers, you can edit the various layers. You can edit the template layer or the bottom layer. But how do you know which layer you're editing? Well, whichever one is dark gray is the one you're editing. It's the one that's selected. So be sure, if you're wondering why is nothing happening, well, be sure to select the layer that you want to edit, and that'll allow you to that'll just allow you to edit that layer. So let's say I've done made all my changes to my texture. So I need to export. I need to get this out into my into a PNG. Well, first of all, I want to press the hide button for the template layer because I don't want that around my head, right? And then from there, I'm going to click File, Export As. And if you have read the SkinsDB documentation, you would know that the syntax character is as such. You write character for public skins or player for private skins, and I'm just going to make it a public skin. Character _1 .png and click export, and that is going to, you can just go with those default options, that's fine. And that's going to create a skin that is public. All right, so now what we need to do is get that image. If you weren't able to save it directly to the Mindtest SkinsDB mod folder, you're going to need to move it from what I saved it in the downloads to that folder. And the way that I like to do that is open up a new workstation, work page. I do that by, if you're on Linux, Windows key page down, and then opening up 2 different file explorers. So that's one, I can right click, select new window to open up a second one. And then first of all, let's go to the folder that has our text, our skin. So that's the downloads folder, and we can see it right here, character 1. Over here, we're going to go to our Mindtest folder. We're going to go to mods. We're going to go to SkinsDB, textures, and now we can simply drag and drop. So if we take this, bring it over here, we now have it in our mind test folder. And I can Windows key page up to GIMP, or let's say I have mind test open. I could move up to there, and then make sure we have our SkinsDB. Yes, we do. If we play game, head over to Skins, and indeed, there's our character. We can, I think, change between the two. Yeah, so character 1, character 2, character, and so on and so forth. So that's yeah. So that's how briefly you can. Let's get rid of the mind test for a second. So that's pretty much how you can use GIMP. They're very brief. There's a lot more functionality that I think you should explore. Make your textures and your editing of images much easier. But for now, that's how you use GIMP and how you would save your skins to the mind test folder. Hope that answered most of your questions. I'm sure there's some I missed. If so, of course, post them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Thanks for watching.